This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. Right now, we have about 17 subscribers. Usually, this is the time where I tell you to like and subscribe to this video, but at this point, I really don't give a fuck. I come from a place where the first white Americans landed and stole indigenous land. And when they did that, not long after, in 1619, they brought the first slaves to the United States of America. Now, these people who were kidnapped from Africa throughout history, at every single turn, not only were not treated equal, but they were also made the enemy. They were demonized. They were ostracized. They were hanged. They were lynched. They were executed. They were unlawfully detained, just like the people are now who are Latino Americans, who are targets of ICE. But make no mistake, right now, as we focus on Spanish Americans being detained by ICE and disappeared, about 1/4 of the black population is being disappeared, especially in black cities. So this is why I come to you with this message. I absolutely understand why white America needs to come in and defend us right now. But right now, people are all about, promoting books and getting clickbait and getting subscribers so that they can make money off of YouTube. That's not why we are here. And there are some pure individuals that still want to keep this a fascist-free news outlet. And YouTube still is open. We still have a United States Constitution, even though every facet of government is usurping it. We still have rule of law, civil and basic rights. But it is up to you to stop relying on these agencies to protect you from abuse, blindness, being crippled, being jailed, or being sent away from the country you belong to as a United States citizen. But I digress. People call it doom scrolling, and I do too now. I have absolutely cast out MSNBC and CNN because right now they are the pedophile protection agency. And all they do is do videos over and over again that make Donald Trump look good, and the Anti-Defamation League that is pro-anti-Semitism. And everything is all about the Jews being oppressed in America. Really? You only got here after World War II? And now all of a sudden you're the most oppressed minority here? Really? What about the Native Americans? What about the black people who were brought here as slaves and abused, ostracized, never given any civil rights? Never given any compensation for their service to your lazy white asses so that you can make major corporations on coal, gas, and all those other jobs only black people will work. But now your stupid asses have gotten rid of all the people that didn't want the jobs that white people let me digress. You've gotten rid of all the people that would work the jobs that white people think they are too good to work. and now your economy is fucked up. Your farmers are starving. And no matter how many millions of dollars you give to them, that is not going to bring those workers back, and that is not going to make those plants grow. So you're stupid as white Americans believing that. But let me get back to white people on social media. I have to admit, when I make a mistake, I can admit it. 2 people that come to mind right now that I should have believed in the past few months is David Hogg and Paul Lance. Absolutely. They predicted that Democrats were going to betray every single voter in America. And they have. They just did that. So as a result of that, what we need to do as a media, if we want to continue to be that, is refocus. Not on how many clicks we get and like and subscribe and how many people donate to our personal channel. If we want to really be all about America and all about saving this democracy, we need to leave that bullshit out. And we need to get on our feet. Absolutely. Because every single avenue has already been expended to save this democracy through legal means. And now, about 80% of Project 2025 has been achieved, because right now they have made Morning Joe into MAGA Light. They are right now the Pedophile Protection Agency. They do about 5 or 6 pieces of news that doesn't offend Trump very much. And all the rest of that bullshit is about Broadway and some white bitches at some fucking conference wearing a bunch of gowns, eating expensive food, and talking about how great women are in America. Whatever. We're not falling for that okie doke. Because all it is something to get you to pay attention to something else. Do you remember when Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough went down to Mar-a-Lago right after the election to kiss his ass? Now all of a sudden, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now I still do occasionally watch black people on MSNBC, but it's gotten to the point now where even Reverend Al Sharpton is part of the establishment. And there is proof of that. That's why he tells you to stand down and do what the cop says. Get on the other side of the street. You know, house Negro shit. Well, that's not what we do here at the John Brown Alliance. What we do here at the John Brown Alliance is we support strong people who are willing to fight for our democracy. Like Bernie Sanders, AOC, Mother Maxine Waters, and Zoran Mondani. Here at the John Brown Alliance, as long as there are people in Congress and the Senate who answer to their donors more than they answer to their voters, then there are voters out there who will vote for us. We are people, Native Americans, who believe in the old ways, who take care of our elders at no cost to them, take care of our sick at no cost to them. We did it many, many thousands of years before the white man came here. And now all of a sudden, we need Medicare and Medicaid? No. What we need is the Socialist Party of America. What we need is at least 340 million Americans who live in the United States to say no to the Democrats, no to the Republicans, and completely split. If you want to live well, if you want to have a happy life, if you want to have health care for your elders and food for all of your children, the best thing you can do for yourself is step away from all the noise. Step away from clickbait. Step away from everyone who is looking out for their own interests and look out for your own. Join us. Do the right thing. Be the Christian or the Muslim or the gay person or the white person that wants to do good and make amends. Be the Native American who still has generations of fight in them. Join us right now. Join Bernie Sanders, Mom Donnie, AOC, and any socialist candidate you can. Right now. Because that is our only way to save ourselves before 2026. Because if you look like me, you don't have all that time to wait. You don't have time for another election. You don't have time to wait for somebody to save you. And if you look like me, this isn't your first rodeo, so you're used to saving yourselves. We are strong. We are big. We are great in numbers. And we are going to win. Not because we need somebody in Congress, but because people like you are going to stand up. And before I get off this tangent, I would like to say that when I do the clickbait, as it is called, and doom scrolling, as it is called rightfully by many people, the only motherfuckers I see doing anything besides putting out videos every 5 seconds, and I'm going to name them by name. Paul Lance, who may not be out there protesting and taking pictures, but every single day he is out there with the right words and the right message. And he is telling you to wake the fuck up. The second is an American veteran, Jolly Good Ginger. Spent 30 days in Union Station in Washington, D.C., protesting for your rights. For Chuck Schumer to turn around, fuck you in the ass, and all you can do is put up another video about what they did to you and what Trump did today. Get off of that bullshit. Put your money where your mouth is. Why don't you take some of your funds and your book money and donate it to these people so that they can keep protesting? The third, Cliff Cash, The father of the resistance, as far as I'm concerned, right here on the streets in Washington, D.C. He stood up on President's Day when nobody else would speak on the back of a truck and started his movement. So you should be there on 11/22 this November, coming up. The Remove the Regime demonstration, only in Washington, D.C. We're going to be there. And you should too. But these are the only people I have seen actually physically doing something besides doing rants on YouTube, talking shit, and running off at the mouth about the next thing Donald Trump did. We already know this motherfucker is crooked. We don't need you to keep telling us that day after day after day. Get your ass off of MSNBC and CNN and get it on the street. The other entity that I would like to mention is Status Quo News. These are some bold ass motherfuckers. But I have a funny feeling that Jolly Good Ginger and Cliff Cash is going to be right up there with them. And they're going to surpass all these podcasters with millions of clicks and likes and subscribers. Because they're about the shit. They put their money where their mouth is. So I just, people need to get real. People that look like me can't wait for your fucking election and your goddamn Democratic Tea Party. It's time to shit or get off the pot. Now, let me tell you something about the John Brown Alliance. We laid back because we're a security force. Okay, we go in old school. I come from the American Indian movement, the Black Panthers, and places like that. So I don't do peace too good when I'm getting my ass whipped. So if that's your thing, have at it. But we have a problem with American citizens being gassed, beaten, and hauled away while we sit there and videotape it. For that reason, the blackest, richest county in America is going to be where this revolution starts. Not on YouTube with white people in middle America collecting funds, but with broke ass motherfuckers like me doing it old school. This is the John Brown Alliance. Have a black and brown day.